We are going to move from a resilience to a natural brilliant state.
We're all here to move our Black communities forward.
We think our children have to have the best. It's all about discipline.
How are we going to discipline ourselves so that we're able to save, so that we're able to make good financial decisions?
Recognizing that there's a road ahead if you manage the road in front of you.
The decisions that you're going to be making today in your lives where it comes to money will affect you in the future.
Discipline is one of the things that we often learn, sometimes by our environment, or sometimes we're forced to do it, and sometimes we don't learn it at all.
Stores want to get us in and out and get our money, and that's it. It's a game, so you have to be really wise to the game.
Do you know what it costs to run your home on a monthly basis?
Land acknowledgement. As we gather together, we acknowledge the sacred land on which we reside. It has been a site of human activity for 15,000 years. This land is the territory of the Huron-Wendat and Petun First Nations, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. The territory was the subject of Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy and Confederacy of the Ojibwe and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. Today, this gathering place is still the home of many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community on this territory. We are also mindful of broken covenants and the need to strive to make right with all our relations. Last but certainly not least, we acknowledge the people of African descent who were brought here against their own will or in search of a safe place to live their lives and raise their children. Reconnaissance des terres. En nous rassemblant, nous reconnaissons la terre sacrée sur laquelle nous résidons. C'est un site d'activité humaine depuis 15 000 ans. Cette terre est le territoire des Premières Nations Huron-Wendat et Petun, les Séniques et plus récemment les Mississaugas de la rivière Crédit. Le territoire était sujet de l'alliance de la ceinture Wampum plat avec cuillère, un accord entre la Confédération Iroquois et Confédération des Ojibwe et des nations alliées à partager et à prendre soin pacifiquement pour les ressources autour des Grands Lacs. Aujourd'hui, ce lieu de rassemblement est toujours le foyer de nombreux peuples autochtones de toute l'île de la Tortue et nous sommes reconnaissants d'avoir la possibilité de travailler dans la communauté sur ce territoire. Nous sommes également conscients des alliances brisées et de la nécessité de nous efforcer de guérir toutes nos relations. Dernier point, mais non le moindre, nous remercions les personnes d'ascendance africaine qui ont été amenées ici contre leur volonté ou à la recherche d'un endroit sûr où vivre leur vie et élever leurs enfants.
This webinar provides illustrative information with respect to the subject matter covered and does not represent an official opinion or position of the Black Business and Professional Association. The BBPA makes no representations, warranties, or guarantees as to assume no responsibility for the content or application of the material contained herein, and especially disclaim all liability for any damages arising out of the use or reference to or lines on such material.
Good morning and a very beautiful Saturday morning to you and yours. Hoping all is well. We are here. It's Saturday, community space. No time, no place like community space. And this morning, we are going to get back into something that is extremely important for all of us. It's making money. And the time is now. Right now is the time. The time is the present. The present is the time. And we're going to just talk about time because The new year's coming, and a lot of times people make New Year's resolutions and they say the first day of January in the new year, I'm going to start my life. But right now is the time. So the future starts today, not tomorrow. And also, we've got to seize the day and then let it go. And in terms of always being ready and then preparing for that next day. And the most precious resource that we have is time. So right now is the time. And this is the time right now to tell a friend to join us here on Community Space. And this morning we've got a special guest who's no stranger to Community Space. His name is Brendan Boyd. Good morning, Brendan. How are you this morning?
Hey, what's going on, Ra? How you doing, man?
I'm well, my brother. How are things on the West Coast this morning?
It's a little chilly for the West. I'm not even gonna, it's a little chilly for us.
Okay.
But things is good. I'm feeling blessed. I'm grateful to be here to share and to give everyone some value and give them some something that they can all take away and implement to get a result and generate some revenue. I mean, that's the topic that we're on right now.
Absolutely. And I think, again, right now is the time to start your life. If you haven't, I mean, everybody started their life, but if you haven't been intentional, or if you haven't been mindful on what you're getting into, there's no time like the present. And a lot of times, we procrastinate or we put off and then, we're going to get down to it. But, there's always something that we could do to get our not just our dreams going, to get our vision up and running and have our ultimate destiny of greatness come to fruition. What is your take on time, my brother? What is it, something that you practice just to maintain time and to make sure that you're using the best use of your time?
I think it's important for everyone to move now. I don't think you should put off tomorrow what you can get done today. And I know it's kind of cliche for people to say, but it's like, it's kind of like a weird thing, right? You don't want to just assume that you want to be here tomorrow, but you also don't want to assume that you're not going to be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I guess I say that to say you just want to maximize, right? So what can you really get done in a day? What can you really position yourself to do, right? And I think one of the best ways to do that is if you start time blocking. Even if you get 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of something in, but you're touching all the things that you may want to work on, that you may want to touch on, you'll at least move the needle in each of those things every single day. And then you look up and you're like, oh man, I finished this. I finished 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, versus like, I'm gonna start it next month and then you don't even build no momentum. And then next month come and you don't even start. So I think if we can all start 2023 right now, like with today's session, hopefully what I'm gonna give you will motivate, inspire, spark, some energy so you can take action. I think that would be great.
Right. So just a quick question. You use that phrase time blocking. And what does that mean to you in the sense of, it sounds pretty obvious, but then how does that work in a day of Brendan Boyd in terms of time blocking? Like, do you block a certain amount of time for a different activity and then move on to the next one? Because a lot of times people say, I don't have the time. Or I can't find the time, right? So what does that look like for you in terms of intentionally blocking that time and compartmentalizing your day, or is that what it means?
100%. So it's really just that. I mean, you mentioned it, right? We're not going to overcompensate it. We're not going to overstate it. Basically, it is literally just that, right? So everyone has certain things that you want to get done, right? There's certain things that you want to get done. There's certain things that, you feel like, oh man, if I had more time, I could get to it, right? So how I like to look at it is, this is, number one, here's 1 or 2 ways how you can create maybe an extra 30 to an hour, or maybe 2 hours, depending on, how you're able to structure your day. If you're able to wake up 30 minutes earlier in the morning and then go to bed 30 minutes later, you've already created an extra hour, right? If you're able to wake up an hour earlier and go to bed maybe an hour later, now you just created 2 extra hours of time. Now, since you have that extra 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, what do you want to do with that? Well, now you just created some opportunity for you to spend some time on an area in which you said, I wish I had more time, I could do that, right? Now, to ensure that you do that, what you want to do is block those hours out, or even during the day, if you find yourself, hey, maybe I'm going on Instagram or I'm watching Netflix, or I'm not really doing much, or whatever the case may be, you could use that time too. And I would use my phone, or if you have like, Alexa or something, I would use my phone or Alexa, and I would literally say, hey, 20 minutes, give me a 20-minute timer. I'm just working on this. Once that timer goes off, it's done. You move on to the next thing. Now, sometimes it's going to take a little switch within your mind, because you're going to be like, man, like, I want to keep going, but you don't want to keep going. You just want to be honest, give yourself that 20, 30, maybe 60 minutes, work on that one thing, move on to the next thing. What you're going to find is by the time you get to the end of your day, you're going to have more time. Then you can actually go back and get, touch on something if you want to kind of give it a little bit more attention. Now, if you do that in a routine with consistency, you're going to notice how much more stuff you're able to accomplish in a shorter amount of time.
It's literally buying yourself some time, right? Creating it to buy yourself some time. And
it's really free.
That's
it's really
right?
free if you really look at it, right? I mean, you're buying this time for free. The hardest thing is just disciplining yourself and maybe doing something that's uncomfortable. Because I don't know how a lot of people wake up, but generally people wake up and they're like, oh, let me throw this on snooze, or 5 more minutes, or 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes. But if you actually get up in that time, when your body naturally wakes you up, or if you do use an alarm, if you get up on that first one and don't snooze and don't put yourself back to get a couple extra minutes, or whatever the case may be, that's actually a great amount of time that you just created that you can utilize either in the beginning of your day, in the middle of the day, or in the end of the day. And then when you add the time blocking on top, you really get really intentional with the time that you're about to spend.
All right. Would you say time is a commodity?
Yeah, it's no, I don't think it's a commodity. I think it's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
I think it's the most important thing. There's other thing. I think money is more of a commodity than time. We can get more money, we can't get more time.
Absolutely. But as you just said very obviously intelligently, we can create or buy more time just by scheduling our time and making sure that we compensate for where we can take a little and obviously, give a lot in that time that we do have, because again, you can't wind back those hands of time, and it is something that we'll never get back at the end of the day. So definitely we want you all, and to tell a friend, not just to join us, but to always use your time most effectively and most efficiently. And then you'll see that time can create opportunity and create just new horizons for you to endeavor in. So make yourself that time. All right. So the time that we're going to use today, we're going to talk about how people can start to explore ways to make money. And everybody needs to make money in the sense of just access, and obviously it contributes to the quality of life for everybody on this face of the earth, right? Undeniably so. And a lot of times people have been told that the money is the root of all evil, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day how much money you make or whatnot. But often some of those same people are struggling when it comes down to just having some of the basics things and as we know in this world right now with inflation and obviously the cost of materials and everything from food to building and everything else is now gone through the roof to some extent, and it usually doesn't drop, right? Money is obviously one of the things that we always will have to be aware of, and making sure that it's coming through the door, because it'll literally keep the lights on, the roof over your head. So always important, and it's nothing to be shunned. It's something that we definitely need to just make sure that we're incorporating it and have a plan for our lives in terms of sustainability. And obviously within our community, sometimes it has been scarce. And for some communities still in this day and age, it's still scarce and something that we need to work on. So it's always great to understand and to explore different ways for us to have income.
Yeah, 100%. What I would like to say to that is, I don't think that, I mean, if you really look at the world moves on money. So I think there's no reason for, you to feel a certain way about, generating revenue, and money might not be the number one thing that makes you happy, but it's going to make things much easier for you. and it's going to allow you to to help other people faster, help your family, change a lot of things in your life, and also affect the lives of other people. So I think that if we re-engineer our mind on how we may think about money, I don't think it's a bad thing. And again, I think it's a healthy conversation for people to start having it, even amongst your friends. I think one of the main things that people tend to say is, I don't really want to talk about money, or money makes you feel uncomfortable. I don't want to discuss my salary. But I mean, those are the things that's actually, doing us a disservice, because if I know Rod's making let's say Rod's making 6 figures, I'm not. I mean, why would I not want to have that conversation with Rod? Because he might know something that's going to help me get there too, right? So I think those are the conversations that we should be having, and hopefully in 2023, we can have more conversation about monetization, about making money, about generating revenue, about passive revenue streams, just taxes, trust, like all the things that we may be avoiding, or we may have put off, or we may not know that much information. I think it's a great time for us to really want to dig a little bit deeper in some of these subjects, and actually have some of these subjects become as fluid as maybe some of the other things that we know very well. Like a lot of us probably know a lot of music. We know lyrics of songs, right? We memorize movies and even some cases scriptures and stuff like that. But we don't know basic budgeting. We don't know like tax codes. We're not knowing, okay, I'm working a lot for my money over here, but how can I create some passive revenue over there, right? We're not learning other ways that we can generate money without having to work for it every single day and grind. So I think that 2023 is a time for us to do that with more intention. And then hopefully in today's workshop, masterclass, I'm able to give you some information, and you guys can take the action right now, not waiting for January 1st to move.
Absolutely. Last night I was with a couple friends of mine, and we were discussing a brother who was ready to buy his first house, and and it's obviously something that he's been saving for and whatnot. And then another guy was talking about a group of young professionals who were talking about buying their first property, like and the land to build and develop on, right? And those developers were from a different community. They weren't from the Black community. And it was just different in terms of just hearing, like, yeah, I mean, a lot of us now from our community may be looking at houses, but there's other communities that are looking at, developing to build houses on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the same age group. So I think, we've got to not just, obviously we have to creep before we walk, but then we also have to look at a larger picture also in a community in terms of, not just that quote unquote intergenerational wealth, but creating wealth and that residual income and having our money work for ourselves is also a conversation that we definitely have to have, because when we have it in our scope and when we feel that it's a part of our reality and it's accessible and whatnot, I think obviously things are more apt to happening when we're on that same page.
Yeah, 100%. Like everyone right now that can drop in the chat if you want to make some more money. Drop in the chat 2023, you want to make more money. I bet you everyone's gonna be like, yeah, there's no one. I mean, we'll see the results that come up, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be no one in the chat that's not gonna want to make more money, right? So how do we make more money? We make more money by increasing our knowledge, increasing our skill set, and increasing our value to the marketplace, and also learning how to leverage. These are the things that's gonna help us make more money, and then obviously collaborating with other people and having a mindset of gratitude, and honestly a mindset is giving. So because on this I'm gonna give a lot, and guess what, there's gonna be some people that's gonna take this information and they're gonna be able to do something with it and get a result. Right now, what do I get from that? Well, I get the satisfaction that I helped someone. Right, I get the satisfaction that now more people know who I am. That might be a subscriber, that might be a follower. You know what I mean? It might be someone that might become a client. It might be somebody that just taps into more of what I have going on, and that's enough, right? Because now that person may refer me to someone else or tell someone else about me, and then business may beget business that way, right? And I think if we all lead that way, right, don't look at every opportunity like, oh, I have to sell, I gotta close, I gotta sell, I gotta close. Oh, you can't get access to the information I have, you got to pay me for it. I think that's a way that it's not going to compound for you. I think the more you give, and the more that you, because there's a lot of different ways to give too, because you don't always have to give in your time. You can create videos, you can create an email list, and put out a newsletter. You can create a blog. You could talk inside of communities like this. You can create recordings and send those out for free. That just duplicates what you have going on. So every time that you're giving value, you don't necessarily have to give it with your time, but you can do them both at the same time. And then that way your message gets out more, and then business will come back to you, or people will come back to you that way. So I think if you change your mindset that way, actually have healthy conversations with money, want to communicate and collaborate and network with other people, and give the value that you have, I think you're really gonna do a lot. Because the information that you have, you're not the only one that has it. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So they can either find it anyway, get it from someone else, and then if you continue to level up, that information that you have right now is just going to be a small portion of what you end up knowing, because you're becoming more valuable to the marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when it's in front of your face and it's easily accessible, obviously it's there for the taking, right? And sometimes, obviously, you've got to go look for it. And if you don't know what you're looking for, then it's often, it may not be, coming across your radar. But if it's on your scope and it's within your, close proximity, or if it's within earshot, then obviously this is how we gain more knowledge. And then obviously then we are able to not just learn it, but apply it. I mean, it's all about the application. And payment can come in several different forms, like you were just saying. And it could mean obviously being able to expand your horizons, or your ability to make money just by spreading information, and obviously that's how we collectively also can move it up and take it to the next level. So again, always tell a friend to join us here right now. It's not too late. Don't wait, debate, or procrastinate. Tell your people right now.
Yeah, we got 28 people in here. Let's see if we can get the numbers up past 30. Let's get the numbers up past 30. Get a couple more people in here. Because listen, I'm about to go crazy. I'm gonna give a lot of value. Hopefully we have a good amount of time for some Q&A. But this information I'm gonna give you guys, everyone can use it. And if you apply it, I 100% guarantee you will make revenue from it. I just had a client that ran a play last week before Thanksgiving. And in 5 days, he made $1,600. 5 days, he took it, he applied it. Now, to be 100% transparent, I gave him this information like 4 months ago, right? Mm-hmm. So it took him 4 months to get to the point to execute, which is what Rod and I were talking about earlier. How fast can you execute, or when is going to be your time? Is your time going to be now, or are you going to delay it, right? So same thing with 2023. You can move now, and then when January comes, you can already have some momentum, or you could say, I'm going to make some moves in January, and then you don't make an action until February, March, April. And all that time that went by, you could have already created it, got a result, duplicated your result, and stuff like that. So this is gonna 100% work. I 100% guarantee everyone can do it. Everyone can take advantage of it. And there will be some things that will help you grow 100%.
All right, let's do it, my brother.
All right, cool. So
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I put a presentation together. I'm gonna go through it. And I guess you guys can just drop some questions in the chat if you have them along the way. I don't really like doing lectures. I like making it very interactive, right? So there will be a time at the end that we can have, a little deeper Q&A. But if you have questions during the workshop, please just drop them in the chat, and I'll make sure that I'll touch on them. Last time I was in here, I know I put the slideshow together, and for some reason, it wasn't giving me the option to see the chat. So Rod, if things come up and I don't see it, please let me know. So what I'm gonna do right now is let me just change this to full screen. And then
while you're doing that, I'm saying good morning to everybody wherever you're joining us from. Please drop it in the chat. We see Nigeria. We are not just we're not just national, we are international. So good morning to everybody in Nigeria, and across Canada, the United States, and wherever you may be joining us from. We would love to know. And join us right now so we can learn all together on how to make money. And we're here with Brendan Boyd, our special guest, and he's going to take us through this journey.
All right, so listen, we got about 29 people in here. Let's see if we can get over 30. If you got a friend, family member, cousin, aunt, you know, maybe somebody on social media, maybe in a club, invite them into the room. You know, this information you're going to learn, share the wealth with somebody. Let's get the number over 30. That would be amazing. So in today's workshop, I'm going to teach you guys how you can make $10,000 with a digital product, right? So if you want to learn how to make this, just drop it in the chat. If you want to learn how to make any money at all with a digital product, just drop it in the chat. And if anyone out here already has a digital product, drop that in the chat, because maybe you could dust that off and put a little bit more energy and engine back into that product, or potentially remix that product, get that fresh for 2023, and we can monetize that as well, right? So let me get down into how we actually going to do this, right? So what I want you guys to think about is what comes easy for you. I want you to ask yourself this question: what comes easy for me yet harder for others, right? What comes easy for me yet harder for others? Write that down, right? Another question you can ask yourself: what is something that you see in the marketplace that you know is missing, or it can be better? What do you see in the marketplace that's something that's missing, or it can be better? And then also, what do you feel like your people need? What do you feel like your community needs? What do you feel like you know, friends and family need? What do you feel like is out there that, you know, is missing, but I can create it, right? So ask yourself those questions, but specifically, what comes easy for me yet harder for others? Now you're gonna ask yourself this question because we all have something that people come to us for, right? They text us, they call us, like it takes us nothing to do it. Other people, it takes a lot of effort. For us, it doesn't take nothing. And maybe you have not monetized that thing. You know, that is something that you can 100% monetize, and it should be something that you just take notes on right now, right? Because maybe 2022 or before, you haven't thought that you can actually make some money on this thing. I'm trying to let you know right now that you 100% can, all right? Now, what is something, like I said, what is something that people ask me or come to me for? That's another question. Ask yourself that. What is something that people ask me or come to me for? What is that thing? Identify what that thing is, right? Write that down. Now, let me break down what a digital product is, right? Now, digital products are currently the number one way to infinitely grow your revenue by creating a product one time, just one time, right? You're gonna create the product one time. And in today's masterclass, I'm gonna show you and break down how you can potentially make $10,000 or more. Now, before we continue, who would be happy if they only made $1,000? If this information that you're gonna get 100% for free in the next 30 to 45 minutes did nothing but made you at least $1,000, who would be happy with that? Drop a me in the chat. If you would be happy just making at least $1,000 from this information, just drop a me in the chat, right? Hold on, I think we got a question real quick. Did a little hand go up?
No. It's just that people are saying
okay,
they're
all right,
interested
cool.
in it.
All right, cool. So like I said, if you you didn't make 10,000, but you only made 1,000, would you be happy with that? Would an extra $1,000 make you happy, right? Just drop that in the chat. I'm pretty sure an extra $1,000 would make everyone on this class this morning very happy. I'm pretty sure you're probably like, yeah, I can use it for this, I can use it for this. You already know what you're gonna do with that money, right? So my name is Brendan. I'm an author, marketing coach, podcaster, and I help podcasters monetize their shows without brand deals, sponsorships, and a large audience. But I'm also a marketer. I learned a lot of information about digital marketing. I come from a marketing background, and I invest myself heavily into learning some of these strategies that I'm going to share with you guys today, right? So are you ready to learn how to generate $10,000 from a digital product, right? Drop a me in the chat if you're ready to learn that. Drop a me in the chat if you're ready to learn that, right? And I'm going to break this down. So for those that do not know, a digital product is an item that you can create, like I said earlier, one time and never again. You don't got to go to work every day to make this money. You can make it by creating something one time and never again. And a digital product could be like a PDF, right? We all get PDFs through emails, a blueprint, a checklist, an ebook, even a music file. Those are all forms of digital products. Specifically in today's workshop, we're going to be focusing on an ebook though. All right. Now, let me give you some basics. Now, a title. There's 3 basics that you guys need. Okay. A title is going to be one. You want to create a title that is attractive and about the people you are serving, not about you. Okay. Example would be 5 steps to help you with XYZ, right? So when you're thinking about a title, and I don't want you to overthink. A lot of people overthink, and a title is something that you can literally come up with in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even a day if you really got to think about it. But it should not take you longer than that. And this is something that actually prevents people from moving on. So right now, I want everyone to just think about some titles that you may have. Just write them down in your notes, right? Just write them down. First thing you need is a title, okay? Second thing you need is a cover, okay? Now, I want you to create a cover that's also clean and attractive. But again, I don't want you to overthink this. This is, again, something that keeps people stuck. I had a client that I was helping with this very thing that I'm teaching you guys, and she was stuck on the cover for 4 days. I'm like, yo, if you could have had everything done in like an hour or two, right? But now it's taking you just 4 days to come up with the cover. Worst case scenario, people invest in people and they invest in information. They are not making decisions based on the cover, right? So how do you create a cover, right? You can create it yourself on an app called Canva, or you can hire someone on Fiverr.com or Upwork.com or other similar websites where you can go purchase, assistance for people to help you. Or if you already work with a graphic designer that you trust and they do good work, you can just stay with that person and hire them to make you a cover, okay? You have your title. Once you have your title, that's gonna go on your cover. And again, if you're not the most fanciest person when it comes to design, you could just hire that out. Worst case scenario, it could be 2 colors, a black background with white words, or a white background with black words, or any other color contrast that you want to put together. So now you got a title and you got a cover. I know you guys with me. If you're with me, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop them 1s in the chat if you're with me. Rod, let me know if we're over 30 people. I'm curious.
Yes,
right?
sir. We're 32 right now, so we're going.
All right, let's go.
35.
Let's go. All right, number 3. These are the basics. We got the title, we got the cover. Now you need a link. A link. Why do you need a link? Well, you need ways for people to pay you. So you can't get that $1,000 if there's no way for them to pay you, right? So you need a link. And the best way for you to get a link is from websites like the following. You can go to Gumroad and then Lead Dragon. So Lead Dragon, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Focus on like Gumroad, right? Gumroad is a great site. You can just go on, open up a free account. You can upload your cover into it. You can create a link into it for free. And they only get paid when you get paid. So there's no monthly fee, nothing like that. If you sell, they make money. If you don't sell, they don't make money. All right, so let's recap. I want to make sure y'all are with me, right? Title, cover, link. What if I told you that's literally all you need to get paid, right? Would you believe me? Drop a 2 in the chat if you believe me that all you need is a link, a cover, and a title to get paid, right? I want to make sure you guys are with me, because I want to show you how effective this strategy really, really is, okay? And you're rewarded when you move with speed. So hopefully you're taking this information and you're going to apply this information as soon as you're able to, okay? Now, we are going to pre-sell the title, the link, and the cover. We are going to pre-sell the title, the link, and the cover, okay? Now, a lot of people get discouraged by thinking about the time and effort it would be to create an ebook, right? And I want to just remove that from your mind. I want you to just choose a date. Choose a date 60 days out, right? We're going into the new year. Maybe your book's coming out March 1st, which is more than 60 days. But, put a date down that's at least 60 days in the future right now. Maybe it's going to be, February 17th. Everyone choose your date, whatever your date's going to be. It at least needs to be in February or March. Choose your date. Let it be in February if you're going to be taking action now. If you're going to wait till the new year, let that be in March, right? But choose your date. And I also want you to focus on pre-selling your link, your cover, and your title. You don't have to worry about creating the book because we're going to create the book with the time that we have. That 60-day block, that's what we're going to use to actually put the actual asset together. But if you have a title, a link, and a cover, you can get paid today. All right. So I want you guys to focus on pre-selling your cover and then worry about building the product later. Because if you don't get any sales, you don't got to build. But if you get a sale today, you're going to be excited about putting it together in the next 60 days. Okay. Pricing. Now, I want to just take that whole question out of your mind right now. I'm just going to gift you this and say, price your ebook at $47. Now, the math isn't going to lie here. Okay. If you got an ebook that is $47 and we multiply that by 22 sales, that's $1,034, right? $1,034. So if you pre-sale, or should I say, when you pre-sale your cover, your link, and your title, 22 sales later, you got your first $1,000. Who here believes that they can do that? Drop a 3 in the chat if you believe that you can do that. Drop a 3 in the chat if you believe that you can pre-sell an ebook and make your first $1,000, potentially before Christmas. If you believe that, drop a 3 in the chat, right? Rod, let me know if these 3s is popping up.
All right. Yep, we got a couple. They're coming in.
All right, awesome. Let's continue. Okay, this is a strategy on how you can pre-sell, guys. This strategy right here will get you your first 22 sales minimum, okay? You're gonna hit up your family, hit up your friends, colleagues, right? If you got gym buddies, virtual groups like this one that we're in, right? Any physical groups that you're in, any clubs that you're in, using social media, your email list, if you put one together, a text message list, right? If you're part of a car club, right? If you're part of a Rotary club, if you're part of a real estate club, if you're part of a mom's club, a dad's club, whatever clubs you're part of, right? Going live, different communities. Like I'm in a community right now and I'm speaking, right? So different communities that you can be a part of, right? And the most important thing would be following up. Now, if you screenshot this, which I recommend, if you screenshot this and literally work this list, there's no way that you're not going to get 22 sales. Now, a lot of you guys never put a digital product together. So that means a lot of these people in these groups, they're going to be excited that you actually have a product. They're going to be ecstatic that you actually have a product. So what does that mean? That means it doesn't even matter what your product is. They're going to support. Now, some of you guys are part of some amazing groups right now. Some of you guys have some good followings. You got a good, healthy group of people that you connect with on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly, on a quarterly, annually. Maybe it's a motorcycle club, a car club. It doesn't matter. But those people will support you just because you have something going. And it's 'tis the season, which means people are feeling really grateful and chivalrous and they want to purchase things and support you. So this month is a great month to get going, you guys. Now, drop a 4 in the chat if you feel like you can use this list to get at least 22 sales. Rod, let me know if them 4s pop up. Drop a 4 in the chat if you feel like you can at least get 22 sales from this group. And think about it. If you only got 1 sale from each of these groups, you only would need to sell 9 more things. If you got 1 sale from somebody in each of these groups, you only got to sell 9 products. Some of you guys got huge families. Some of you guys got a huge friends group. Some of you guys are really influential in your community, right? So you can actually get these sales going. Rod, how many 4s we got?
They're coming in. We had right now we've got 2, but we have a lot of 3s. So they're definitely coming in 100%.
Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about maximizing and optimizing, all right? Now, I want you guys to avoid these 3 things. By avoiding these 3 things, these are going to allow you to maximize and optimize, okay? I want you to avoid doing this, getting excited because you did something new and then losing momentum. Right? So let's say this week you actually put this together, you got your link, you got your title, right? You got your cover and you're super excited. And then the weekend comes and you don't even talk about it no more. The weekend comes, you just drop off. Or next week comes and you just drop off. Or Christmas comes and you don't even talk about it no more. I want you to avoid doing that, right?
So-
I want you to commit. Go
Right.
ahead, Rob.
So how would you suggest to people here with us in the Zoom room that they keep that momentum, that they keep that commitment, and they keep that enthusiasm to make sure that it's not just going to be here today, gone tomorrow?
You got to have a goal. You got to have a goal. I mean, what's your goal? I'm teaching you right now. I'm like, literally, I've had over 15 clients that have done this one thing, and they've all made at least $1,000, right? So I'm going to tell you this. You have to know that what you want is going to be emotionally connected with the movements and the desire of what you're going to do to actually get there, right? So if you really want to reach that goal, you're going to be emotionally connected to that. Now, I can tell you what I believe. Rock can tell you what he believes. I can tell you my experience, and I can say this works. But if you don't truly believe it within yourself, and if you're not emotionally connected to the decision that you're going to be making, there's no way that you're going to be committed. And that's the thing about information. And that's why they say sometimes you got to hear something from someone else a different way. That's why parents always say, hey, my kids never listen to me. You know, it's because they hear it from their parents. Now, if their friend tells them the same thing, they may actually take that and listen to it because it's coming from a different source. So I want to let you know, there's information coming all over the place. And again, I can tell you this actually works. But unless you are emotionally connected to your decision that you're going to do this and you believe in this, it's not going to work for you. So that's what you need to do, right? So what's your goal going to be? Do you want to make 1,000? Do you want to make 2? And what is this money connected to? Is this money going to help you pay your car off? Is it going to help you, are you going to generate some money to pay for rent or put down on deposit, right? You want to connect your outcome to something else to keep you motivated and aligned. So when you hit that goal, it will allow you to do that other thing that you want to do. Maybe you need to generate some money to, help a family member that might need some medical bills paid or whatever the case may be, right? You want to connect your goal to that. And I think that will allow you to kind of stay on point, right?
And is it safe to say that whatever you're going to be investing in, no matter what, because even if it's not monetary, you're investing your time, right? And whatever that is going to be, it should be an extension of yourself, something that you've obviously got interest in, that your personality, aligns with, and then also in the sense of your skill sets, that whatever you're going to be putting out there should be a reflection of that, so that there's interest from you. And obviously in terms of that momentum, you've got to have momentum in yourself first also. Yes. And believe in yourself that you can do this, because
100%.
Business is not for the weary, and I think it's just one of those realities that you've got to be prepared to jump in with both feet in terms of that being your initial commitment. Like, you can't go halfway, 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it comes down to making anything work, right? So 100%. You first and foremost, that momentum will continue as long as you've got momentum in yourself, and that you are prepared to stick it out and not just, hey, if I didn't make a sale today, then I'm about to cut, right?
100%, 100%. Yeah. So maximizing and optimizing, right? So again, avoiding just putting this together, getting excited, and then losing momentum. You want to avoid the on to the next one mentality, where sometimes people come out with a product, and to them, oh, it's been out for 2 months, I need to make another one. No, what you want to do is you want to come up with something and you want to stick to it, like Rob was saying, and we want to keep moving in that direction till we get towards our goal, right? Sometimes artists come out with an album, they'll work that album for the whole year, sometimes 2 years, right? Sometimes authors come out with a book, they're going to work that book for the next year or 2, right? So This is going to be your product that you're going to work until you get to your goal, right? And number 3, you want to avoid not having a goal. Right? You want to avoid not having a goal. Definitely tie this to a result that you want. Number 4, you want to avoid not giving it everything that you have, right? You want to avoid coming at this without a focused plan. You definitely want to make sure that this is going to be something that you're going to commit to, like Rob was saying, and that you're going to see it through to whatever your goal is. And again, 2023, this is a great time to be doing that, because we're setting the goals, we're making intentions. We're going to double up on some of the goals we had last year. We're going to achieve some things we didn't achieve. So now we can throw this in the mix and say, hey, I'm going to commit to this, and I'm going to put this all together. All right. Next, right? To really maximize and optimize this, we're going to create a sales funnel. Now, you do not need the sales funnel to generate the money in advance. You're literally going to be creating a sales funnel during this time, during the 60 days. You're going to be doing that during this time, okay? So you're going to be pre-selling your title, pre-selling your cover, and pre-selling your link the entire time. You can get money literally this weekend or this week. The sales funnel is just a way to maximize and optimize this opportunity, okay? If you really want to get the most out of it, then you want to put a sales funnel together, right? Now, what is a sales funnel? It's a curated sales process that allows you to convert your online visitors to customers, okay? It's a curated sales process that's going to allow you to convert your online visitors into customers, all right? Now, let's break this down. It's like the IKEA model. How many people have been to IKEA? Drop a 5 in the chat if you've been to IKEA. If you've been to IKEA, you know what I'm about to say. You cannot just go to IKEA and then just go to the living room section. You can't go to IKEA and then just go to the kitchen section, right? You can't just go to IKEA, go to the bedroom section. IKEA is designed in a way in which you have to walk through the entire store to see everything that they got before you can check out. You got to walk in and see the entire store, see everything IKEA is offering before you can check out. Now, you're going to do the exact same thing, right? It gets customers to purchase more during the journey, right? When's the best time for a customer to buy? When they're already buying, right? And what are we going to sell? What are we going to show them? We're going to show them complementary items to the main item that you're selling them, right? And providing offers during this consumer journey is the best time to continue to sell to your customers, okay? Now, this is going to be the breakdown of your sales funnel. Now, a sales funnel like IKEA is multiple stages. When you go into IKEA, you got to see one area, see another area, see another area, see another area. So your sales funnel is the exact same way. On multiple pages, your online visitors, your customer, after they grab your book, they're going to see what else that you have through an online page experience, right? Now, the first page is going to be your opt-in page. What is the opt-in page? Now, an opt-in page is going to be a page that you use to actually capture data. What data do you need? Your client's name, their number, and their email. Why is this important? This is important because if that person doesn't buy during this process, you can follow up with that person at a later date, all right? So the first page you need is an opt-in page. Now, the next thing you need is an order bump. An order bump is like checking out of a grocery store, right? These are complementary products, impulse buys. So the next time you guys are in Shoppers or Walmart, Walgreens, Target, whatever, right? We're checking out. What's typically there when we check out? Magazines, gum, candy, chocolate, chapstick, mints. There's all these different things for us to purchase. They're showing us one more thing before we actually check out. And generally, they're getting 50% to 75% more sales by just showing you more stuff before you check out, especially if there's a line. Because what happens when there's a line? You get hungry, you get thirsty, you get impatient, you know what I mean? You're like, you know what? I was looking at that Kit Kat. You know what? Let me get that Kit Kat, right? You already told yourself no, but you're like, you know what? Let me get that, right? Because you've been waiting so long. So the more offers that they show you during this time, the more tendency people have to make another sale, right? So again,
that's a great point that you just made there. Obviously, when you go to a gas station, you've got all the temptations there and how it's marketed in terms of like the bright colors so that it catches your eye. And even when you're on a digital format, if you're going to a department store or buying something online, before you check out, they'll be like, have you considered this, and this? And again, it's before you press that, check out button. You've got other options right here, right now, and again, I've seen myself. Yeah, that looks pretty good, and I know they'll have like a great price on that item before you check out, and boom, before you know it, you've bought something else.
You bought something else again. So order bump. It's like checking out the grocery store, and these are complementary items. These are going to be your impulse buys. Okay, so you're gonna have an order bump. Next, you're gonna have an upsell. Now, upsells are also commonly known as one-time offers, OTOs. Now, an upsell is another product that you want to present to your customer. Now, if you have other products, you can present them on this page. If you don't have other products, it's fine, but I'm just talking about maximizing and optimizing, right? So let's say you have your ebook over here, and then let's say you got like a mini course, or let's say you have another ebook, and maybe you got like a video or something. You could sell that on this page, right? So upsell is another product that you want to present to your customer. Now, what happens after that? Now you have a downsell known as one-time offer 2, OTO 2. Now your downsell is going to be the exact same product that you just showed them, just at a discount. So it might be, maybe that product on the other page was a $99 product, and then on this page you could sell it for $49 or $39. It doesn't matter. It's whatever discount you want to give them, because they won't see that discount outside of this sales process. They can't go to your website or go to the link in your bio and see the same price. They can only see it at this one time, right? So if you have an upsell, you can present that, and then you can immediately downsell that if they don't buy it on a previous page, okay? Now, a downsell is you showing them the same exact product that was presented on a previous page, but you're offering it as a discount, okay?
So let me ask you a question about that.
Yep.
So do people, is that an area of contention? So for instance, if I got upsold at a product for $99, will I see it then later on for $49?
Nope.
And I'm like, yo, I just lost $50. Like, what kind of?
Nope, you won't see it. So how the funnel is created, and it's designed almost like a highway. So if a customer chooses one thing, they're gonna go this way. If a customer chooses something else, they're gonna go this way. So you're not gonna be in a situation where Roger said, you know, he purchased a product for $99, and then on the next page he sees the same product for $49. That's a great question, right? So as the funnel is being designed, it's being designed based on customer decisions. So if they make one decision, they're gonna go up here. If they make another decision, they're gonna go down this way. All right. Now, the final page they're gonna show them is going to be your final offer, right? And that final offer is like on a thank you page, right? The thank you page is your final offer. Now, the final thing that you may want to offer, you can offer anything you want. In my opinion, one of the final offers that you should offer should be some type of continuity or subscription offer, right? Now, a continuity is a subscription-based offer that will create recurring revenue, right? And stabilize and compound your income. So let me give you an example. So maybe you're like, you know what? I need to make $4,000 a month. Let's say my overhead is $4,000 a month. Okay. So let's say you're working every day, you're going to work, you're doing your thing. And at the end of the month, let's say you bring in, I don't know, let's say you bring in $6, $7, $8, maybe $10,000. And of that money that you bring in, 4,000 of it is what operates your household, right? So if you had a $99 a month community, right? Or some type of subscription offer. And that's something that we can also talk about it, right? $4,000, right? Let's say that's your household overhead. So if you divide that by 99, 40 people, it would only take 40 people for you to get $4,000 in every single month. Now that takes care of your household revenue, and that $10,000 that you may be bringing in because you're working every day. Now you can reallocate that $4,000 that you were going to spend on a household for other things, investment, savings, maybe a house, you know, maybe that new car, maybe a trip, maybe you want to put down for, you know, a child's, college or whatever the case may be. You now have some, now you don't have to worry about that because you're getting this recurring revenue, right? So that's why on the final page, I feel like one of the best products that you should offer, and honestly, one of the best products that everyone should have is some type of subscription-based continuity product, okay? Now, here are some examples of complementary products that you can create. So you already have your book. So you can create an audio book, you can create a video book, blueprint, checklist, mini course, calendars, planners. If you got some merch, you can create some merch, right? These are all ways that you can create easy complimentary offers. Now, 1 through 7 can all be digital. Number 8, that's going to be a physical product. So 1 through 7 can be things that, again, you make one time, don't have to make again. Number 8 is going to take a little bit of effort, because how are you going to get your products, right? You might buy them in advance and hold them. It might be a drop ship situation, you know, whatever the case may be. Number 8 is a great product, but again, it's going to take a little bit more effort, and it's going to take a little bit more investment revenue from you, okay? Are you guys still with me? Drop a 6 in the chat if you're still with me. Now, let's talk about the function of complementary products, right? Number 1, it's going to increase your average cart value. So if you was going to, again, if you're going to IKEA and you was going to get a bed sheet, right? They're only gonna get the money from the bed sheet. But if they make you go through the entire IKEA and you grab your bed sheet, you might be like, oh man, I need some pots and pans. I do need a broom. I did need some tools. Matter of fact, I did want to get a new bed frame. So by the time you get to the end of checkout, that $100 that you spent on like the bed sheet, you done spent maybe $200, $300, $400 because you bought some other products along the way. So your sales funnel combined with complementary products is going to increase your average cart value, average cart transaction by every customer that's going to come through. By default, that's going to allow you to make more money, right? And number 2, it's going to give customers multiple offers to purchase. When's the best time for them to buy? When they're already in the buying process, okay? Now, let's talk about contacts, okay? Now, many entrepreneurs drop the ball by not collecting data. Do you know how many conversations I've had with entrepreneurs that are not collecting emails, they're not collecting text. They're not collecting numbers, and they're not texting, right? So they drop the ball because they're not collecting data, they're not creating and messaging their list, right? So this is a little bit advanced, but I'm gonna just break it down. Now, when you're getting the data from that opt-in page and people do not buy, right? If you set up abandoned text messages and abandoned emails, these things will email them so you don't have to, and text them so you don't have to nudge them over to sale. Because we all know we're busy. I might be in the car, I might be on another phone call, I might be with my family, I might be at work, I might be at the gym, and I have all the positive intentions to purchase this because I think this is perfect for me. But it's just not the right time because I'm just busy. And with so much, you know, the way the world moves, we get distracted. So it's not even that we don't want to purchase, we might have just forgot. So you're abandoning text messages and you're abandoning emails, right? You're sending message sequences. If they don't buy, this will remind them to make the purchase at a later time.
So
that's why it's so important for you to get your data. Go ahead, Rob.
So this is a great point. But how do you action staying on top of those emails, staying on top of those texts? If it's not automated, you know, sometimes it's just going to be physical or sort of just manually that you've got to, you know, to reach out to these customers or potential customers, right? And
Yep.
Obviously that takes time, and it takes some aspect of expertise just to even create content and whatnot. So what is your suggestion for that?
So the first thing you want to do is you want to get an autoresponder email. You want to get an autoresponder text, right? So these is going to be like your MailChimps, your ConvertKits, you know, your super phones, your communities, you know what I mean? Like you want to get some software that can help you. Now, again, you don't need the software, but it's going to be, you know, it can be a little taxing over time. If, like Rod said, you have to manually send out these emails and you have to remind yourself to do it. And you need to discipline yourself that I need to send this out on the 1st of the month or on the 16th of the month, or every Friday I'm going to send this out. It's going to be a lot of work for you to do. So what I would do is I would get an email autoresponder and I would get a text autoresponder, and I would have, you know, I would program those softwares to send out these correspondences for me, right? You're going to put these sequences together. These messages will message to people that do not make a purchase, which means the money that you may have made, let's say Monday, Tuesday, for people that came through that didn't convert, you'll probably make that money Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even next week. from those people because you're gonna have these messages going out to remind them to finish their sales and hey, you know, they got products in the cart or whatever the case may be. We've all gotten those messages. Hey, you left something in the cart, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, I did want that XYZ. Let me go finish it out right now, right? Even if you get 10% of people doing that, that's still more sales, right? So it's extremely important, one, that you're collecting your data, and then two, that you're messaging your people, and then three, that you automate the process, okay? Now let's talk about the launch. Now, again, you guys, right? I want you to be pre-selling the entire time, right? We talked about the pre-sale process. Now, while you're doing that, you're collecting emails in general, but then also you're going to be preparing for your launch, which is going to be 60 days from now, okay? Now, the emails that you're collecting, you're going to be putting them in a waiting list, okay? So you're going to have a waiting list that you're putting together. You're going to have an email sequence that you're going to put together for your waiting list, an email sequence that you're going to be putting together for your numbers, for your text messages. And then you're going to have a launch plan that's probably going to be 30 days out, right? It could be 30 days out for when you actually launch your product, 45 days out. You want to give yourself a nice little runway to get people warmed up and ready to make that purchase. Now, launching is great because you're going to put some energy around that process, and this is going to help you with more momentum and more energy to do more sales, okay? So your launch process is creating a waiting list, a combination of emails and texts, having an email sequence going together, a text message sequence going together, launching your emails and launching your text messages at least 30 days out would be a great way to get people warmed up. All right, now.
So I was just about to ask that. So that's technically that launch period is your marketing and promotion time.
The launch period is going to be your marketing and promotion time that's going to roll out to your actual release. But you're still doing your pre-sale prior to your launch because I want you guys to get money now. I want you to get a win right now. I want you guys to make money before January 1st. But then I want you to have a launch event so you can have an actual payday on that particular date that you're choosing in the first quarter of 2023, that day that's 60 days out from now. So you're gonna get money right now, you're gonna get money this week, next week, get money in December, but then you're gonna have your date on February, March, whenever, and that's gonna be a payday for you because that's gonna be the official date that you're launching your product, okay? And let's circle back to your basic marketing, right? Again, basic marketing, friends, family, colleagues, gym, virtual groups, physical groups, social media. Your email list has grown now. Your text message list has grown now. Car clubs, motorcycle clubs, moms clubs, dads clubs, entrepreneurship clubs, corporate clubs, right? Going live when you have the opportunity to. Your local communities, online communities, and then the biggest one of them all is follow up. Now, I want you guys to think about this. I want you to remove your feeling of following up with people because you're going to think, oh man, I text this person today, I shouldn't text him again, or I emailed this person today, I shouldn't email again, right? However, it's how you feel about the process. Generally, people, as long as you're nice to them and you come at it respectfully, they're not going to mind you following up. And most businesses do more sales when they actually follow up. So you're leaving money on a table when you do not follow up. So number 3 is a big one. You want to follow up with this whole list. You want to follow up in general, right? Now, let's talk about the sales circle marketing continue. Rod talked about content, right? So let's touch on content, right? You can create short form content, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, right? Great places to create short form content. You create long form content, right? YouTube is a great place. It's actually one of the #1 places you guys should be creating long form content. YouTube. You can guest on podcasts, give a lot of value on your subject of expertise with a call to action for them to purchase your book, right? And you want to constantly share what you have going on. Sometimes we are actually not as excited as we should be, right? And we actually take a step back when we have all these opportunities to share what we have going on. Do you know how many times I go to the gym and I talk to everybody? I just said, let them know, hey, I got a podcast. You listen to podcasts? Let me share my link with you. I'm excited to share what I have going on because people like that. But if you feel like, hey, listen, I don't want to talk about myself, I don't want to share it, you're leaving, again, money on the table and leaving valuable connections because you're not sharing the value that you have to give with the world and that can actually help somebody, or maybe they know someone that can help, that what you're providing can help someone, but you're not speaking up, right? You're not sharing, you're not talking about, you're not excited, you're not bringing the energy, right? So these are, again, basic marketing strategies right here. Let's talk about some advanced marketing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this is advanced. You don't necessarily need it, but it will allow you to hit your goal much faster, and it will be a great way to have you be marketing yourself and building your brand out there into the marketplace, right? So number one, you could duplicate the funnel. So when you have your funnel, you have your sales funnel, and one of the softwares, we talked about Lead Dragon, which is a great software for you to have the funnel. There's a button that you can choose. The button will literally duplicate all of the pages for you. So now you got two funnels. In your second funnel, you can use it for flash sales. So after you do your launch, occasionally you can say, hey, my book's available for $27, buy it right now. And all you're doing is sending people to the other funnel. It's literally the same funnel, just duplicated. And all you're doing is changing the price. Maybe you're gonna change your video on it or something. You know, maybe you're gonna add like a sticker that says sale, limited time or whatever. Maybe you're gonna put a countdown on it. You're just duplicating that, create another funnel that you're gonna have available for flash sales. Number two, overnight posts on social media. So if you guys are active on social media, you can create a little promo and post it overnight, maybe 8 p.m. to the time that you wake up. You can also automatically set that up so you don't have to do it manually. But that overnight post will, again, it will promote your product and also be for a sale, right? So if the book is 47, if they buy it overnight, it could be 37, right? You can actually use number one and number two together. Number three, influencer marketing. What is influencer marketing? These are people that have a following. These are people that are influencers in their space. You could do a collaboration with them. You could do some affiliate marketing with them. You can have them promote your book for you and send that traffic back to your page or back to your site. Shout out pages, the same thing. These are pages out there that are designed just to put news out there, promote products, promote different people. You can buy spaces to do promo on shout out pages, right? And you can buy it in bulk. So you can get, 5 posts, 10 posts, 12 posts, 4 posts, 2 posts. You can buy spaces on these pages to promote to the 100,000, followers, their 1 million followers or whatever the amount of followers that they have on these pages. Number 5, Facebook and Instagram ads. Again, this is advanced, but you can purchase these ads. You can create some creative, and you can have your ads going out with a call to action back to your book. Google and YouTube ads, the exact same thing. TikTok ads, the exact same thing. Pixel retargeting. Now, pixel retargeting will allow you to see who actually is interacting and engaging with your website, and then you can retarget those people at a later date. Again, this is advanced, but this is definitely something you could do. You can get all that data for who's coming to your site, and then you can retarget them for the sale later. Number 9, this one is big. A lot of people don't do this. We talked about this major, right? Following up. Now, the phone call sale is brilliant because every single time somebody makes a purchase, you can settle whether it's you, whether it's your team, you can physically call them. It's going to be a surprise to them. You can say, hey, listen, I'm super thankful that you purchased my book. Let me know if there's anything else that you need. And what do you do? Oh, you're this, you're that. We also provide other services. I would love to invite you to this. You can upsell them on the call. So then you could take that $47 customer and turn that customer to another lead for another product or service that you have. And again, number 10, right? On this one is being consistent with your content and providing value. What am I doing right now? I'm providing a lot of value. You guys should do the exact same thing on topics and information that's pertaining to your actual book. Make that content short form, make that long form, talk in these forums, talk in real life, right? Just share value, talk about what you have going on, and continue to be consistent, that's going to leave you with sales. Even though this isn't like a software strategy or this isn't like anything technical, I put it under advanced because a lot of people don't do it. They're not consistent. They don't follow up, and they don't have a plan to follow up, right? So these are going to be your advanced marketing strategies. Okay.
So just a quick question on that,
What
my
is it
brother.
going to take? Go ahead, Rob.
So can we just go back to that last page a second ago? So this is going to take some planning because this doesn't just happen overnight. You obviously got to have all of these things in place.
Yes
right?
and no. Yes and no. Again,
Okay.
you don't need the advanced marketing strategies.
Okay.
You can literally just work with the basic marketing strategies. But if you really want to throw a battery on this, if you really want to supercharge this opportunity, if you really want to squeeze the juice and get it to as many people as possible, then you want to start implementing these things. And another thing that I want to share with you guys, you don't have to worry about doing everything. Put one thing together, get that going, add the next one. Get that one going, add the next one. Get that one going, add the next one, right? So you don't have to look at, oh man, I gotta do all the basics at one time, and I gotta do all the advanced at one time. No, if you're just working text messages to family, friends on the basic, focus on that. If you get a process down, you get a routine down, you got that going, perfect. Then you can add something else. Right? You get that down and that's consistent, you feel comfortable there, you can add something else. It's just like putting, let's say we're building a wall on bricks. We're not going to put all 1,000 bricks to get the wall together. Rod and I are going to spend some time for 30 minutes. We're going to work one strategy. We're going to put some bricks together. Rod, listen, can you call some cousins, some friends? Yeah, Brendan, I'm going to bring some more people. So Rod and I worked for 1 week. We did what we could do. We hired some people, brought some people on. Boom, we duplicated our effort.
Mm-hmm.
Rod, you want to take this weekend off? Yeah, man, let's take it off. Okay, let's hire somebody to manage the project now and have them bring some people on. So now we got our friends, we got our family, we got some workers, and we got a manager to continue the effort that we did. Now the same amount of effort that we put in is being duplicated, is being leveraged, and we're sitting back watching the wall come together a little bit faster, right? So you guys don't have to worry about doing all 10 of these things at one time. Layer your efforts. And again, some of the stuff you may not even want to do because you're like, I don't want to learn that. That's fine. Just do the things that are comfortable for you, or take on one thing that you want to learn, or hire someone with the money that you just made and have them do one of the things that you're not good at. I don't want you to do all of these things manually. I would say hire someone to do the things once you start making more money. But once you start layering these things together, you can see how you'll be able to make way more than $10,000 once you start putting these things together.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess there's definitely an aspect of planning and not biting off more than you can chew. And then in the sense of just watching it go, it's through the process and then building on that as you build that momentum.
100%. How many people we still have on here, Rob?
We got 33 right now, my brother.
Amazing. Okay. I'm gonna let you know what this is gonna take, okay? You have to make a decision, number one. You gotta decide, you know what? I'm gonna use this information that Brendan taught me. I'm gonna do something different in 2023. I'm gonna be consistent because I think I can see how this could work for me. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna commit to the decision I'm making. I'm gonna use effort, and I'm gonna be frequent. My frequency is gonna be consistent, right? I'm gonna make sure that I'm able to, in fact, do this. Now, here's some bonuses real quick, okay? Here's a couple of bonuses. Everyone that purchased a pre-sale from the beginning, you can take that list, segment that list, so you know, okay, these 20, 30, 40 people pre-sale, these 100 people took advantage of the pre-sale. You can invite them to a special workshop only for them because they pre-sold, because they purchased a pre-sale. Now you could sell that workshop for $47. I normally do my workouts for like $97 or whatever. So you could say, hey, it's a $97 workshop because you bought the book. it's going to be $47. Or it's a $97 workshop because you bought the book, it's free. Bring them into the workshop. Do a presentation just like I just did with you guys, right? Let that presentation be on the subject matter that's in the book, right? Teach what you're selling them. Upsell them into that, or just get them in there, right? Now you want to record the workshop that you're giving to them for free or for a discounted price. Then I want you to repackage and sell that workshop as a replay. So for instance, this is being recorded. So Rod repackaged this up and resold this, like, you know, if the organization repackaged this up, and if they sold that, they could then sell this for some money moving forward, right? So you can repackage and sell this workshop as a replay. And this replay can be for a couple of things. It could be for someone that didn't buy the book. It could be for somebody that maybe wasn't available for the workshop, or it could be another upsell inside of your funnel, or you can sell it in an email sequence, but it gives you another product to sell. So you're going to take the people that you pre-sold to, have them come to a workshop. They're going to think it's extra value. For you, you're giving away more value or more gems. You're going to repackage that, create another product, and sell that as well, right? You could duplicate your funnel, do a flash sale with that product, or just add it in your current funnel as a sequence. You can create a nurture campaign to provide value to your list and host that virtual event every single month. So I come into the community, I come into this organization, you know, you know, I came in last month, so this month. So I think I'm coming in either on a monthly frequency to give you guys a lot of value. That's exactly what you guys can do to your community. Teach them something new that you're learning in real time. Teach them something new that adds to something that you taught them last month. Bring on a guest to have them come in and teach them something, right? Hold these virtual events so you can create monthly sales. So again, maybe you're doing something that's not digital. Bring it into the digital side, host a workshop, host a masterclass, host a webinar, and teach something every single month. Charge a little small ticket. That's monthly revenue for you right there. That's a bonus, okay? Now, who's ready to get started to create a digital product to make their first $1,000 and scale to 10,000? If that's you, drop a 7 in the chat. Rod, let me know if there's some 7s. Who ready to get started to create a digital product and make your first $1,000 and scale to 7? And I'm gonna be very honest with you. You can do this in a week. You can make your first, hold on, let me see if I can find a link. You can make your first, screenshot. You make your first $1,000 in 7 days, 7 to 21 days. You can make it before the year is over, 100%. I'm gonna show you something from a client that sent it to me right before Thanksgiving. Let me just find it real quick and I will show you guys. Let me see.
And also, if you've got questions for Brendan, please either you can say them right here live in the Zoom room, or you can put them in the chat. So chime into the chat, or put your hand up, and we will take your questions.
I'll take the questions. So Rod, can you put the screen back on me?
Yeah, it's on you right now.
Okay, all right. Can you guys see it? Can you see that?
Nah, it's a little bit.
Okay, there you go. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So right there, my client says 22 sold, 1,034, and it's only been 5 days. And then he literally texted me a couple days after, and he sent me another screenshot that I don't have in front of me right now, but basically he was able to do 1,600 total in about 7 days. Just from pre-selling. No funnel, no advanced marketing, no email sequence, no tech. He didn't set none of that up yet. His book comes out in the middle of January. I said, hey, just focus on pre-selling it. Now, for those of you that would like to take advantage of doing this strategy with me, I do have my own community, and it's only $99 a month, right? I will walk you through this on a weekly period, as well as other opportunities like weekly strategy sessions, guest calls, content strategy, accountability, execution, marketing, mindset, and you'll be in a group of other entrepreneurs pushing you and helping you grow, supporting you to get to the next level. So if anyone is interested in that, I will drop the link in the chat. But yeah, let's open this up for questions.
Yeah, we got a question from Fiona. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning. Thank you. This was amazing. Thank you for putting it on. I own a spa, and one of my, you know how you just spoke about waiting at the cashier and you're looking around and buy all these whole things that you really didn't want to do. I am not good at selling. I will dunk the service hands down, and people absolutely love what I do and love the product. But I get shy away from having it right there at the cashier, or while they're saying I'm doing their pedicure and they're like, oh my God, this scrub is so amazing. Oh my God, that smells so good. I am not good at saying, okay, take it home and maintain it till I see you. What would be your advice? And also, I would love to sign up for that 99 package. And
Yep.
is there a minimum, or can you just do it as long as you need it?
Yeah. So it's $99 a month. It comes with a lot of value. We meet every Saturday. I go like 60 to 90 minutes generally. There are a couple of my community members that are in here, so they can kind of tell you about it. But then during the week, I bring guest coaches on. So like last week, we had somebody talking about, he was able to be a seven-figure digital, seven-figure earner digitally through notary. Who would have thought you could make $1 million being a notary? I didn't. He came in and he gave a lot of value. We had somebody that came in and talked about systems. I had the owner of Lead Dragon come in and kind of break down the software. So I always bring great people into the community, and there's no contract. It's literally month to month. So you can come in, try it out for a month. And if I know you're going to stay, but if you decide, hey, I'm good for a month, then you can not renew. Now, to answer your question, it sounds like you provide an amazing service. It sounds like people love what you do, and it sounds like you allow people to feel good and feel better about themselves and make them feel confident when they leave the shop. I think you need to think about changing the way that you look at selling, because everyone's selling every time. You might potentially come to my community, which means I didn't sell here. I just showed you and I gave you an offer. Now, whether you take it or not, it's completely up to you, right? But I provided you with value. So if you change your mindset from selling to sharing, I think it will allow you to do more sales, right? It's just a mindset shift. So it's not going to be a process. All you need to do is continue to do what you do. Allow people to feel good about themselves and allow people to feel comfortable and confident in your space, and just say, hey, listen, if you want to be able to have a little bit of this at home, these are your options. I got the scrub, I got this, I got the lotion, I got this, I got this other way. And it's completely up to you if you will like it. I know I'm confident that you will enjoy it, and it will be an added value to your daily life. And if you want to, just let me know. You can present it just like that. You're not selling, you're sharing them and letting them know how they can experience what you have to offer in a continued fashion. And I think if you're able to do that, your customers will actually appreciate that, and you will do more sales.
So in terms of content for these,
did I answer your question?
Yeah, she says, thank you so much. Love it. Yes.
All right. Awesome.
So in regards to creating content for eBooks, or just having this digital content,
yeah.
How do we go about that? Like, in the sense of, obviously you're going to be selling something, but you've got to create the content for something and then have the experience for the customer who's going to be buying it. What does content look like?
Okay, so for content, guys, right? For content, all you need to do is decide what platform that you need to be on. That's number one. You got to decide. You don't have to be on everywhere. I think you should be on 2 platforms. And if you can't be on 2, be on 1. But these are the 2 that I think. YouTube needs to be where you need to be at. Everyone needs a YouTube channel. It's like your free media package. So if you wanted to be on TV and you're not taking advantage of being on YouTube, shame on you, because it's your own channel. Like, it's literally a free network for you. Okay. Now, the second place that you should be is whatever social media channel that you like. So if you really like Instagram, if that's your bag, be there. If you're more of a TikTok person, Twitter's getting more exciting again. So if you're more of a Twitter person, you don't need to be everywhere yet. That's in the future, even if you want to. But find the place that you want to be. Now that you decided to be on YouTube, hopefully, and now that you're like more clear on the place that you actually like to be for social media, create content that's, again, giving value. You just want to give value. You don't have to sell. Just have a clear call to action at the end. So your call to action can be here. DM me for more. Leave a comment below, comment on my XYZ. Right? And then occasionally you can have a sale. If you want to learn more, link in bio to purchase my book or to get a consultation or whatever. But everything doesn't need to be a hard sell. And if you lead with sharing and lead with value, it's going to be so much easier for you to create content. Now, again, I know Rob's probably asking me again how to create content, right? So I kind of gave you where you need to be. So some places that you can go, and I'll drop them in the chat. You definitely want to go on YouTube. Go to YouTube and research your topic. Their videos will pop up. You can take some of those titles and make your own version of those videos from those titles, right? Number one. Number two is going to be Google Trends. If you go to Google Trends, put in your topic, Google will tell you what's trending along that subject. You can take that and create content around that. Another place you can go. I know my community members know this one. AnswerThePublic.com. If you go to AnswerThePublic.com, put in your subject matter, it will aggregate what people are literally searching for right now in real time relative to your subject. You can create videos around that. And then also, so I have a podcast. So somebody came on my podcast, he gave me this gem. I was like, yo, this is crazy. What you could do is you can go to Google. So go to Google, search your topic, and add articles at the end of it. Articles. That will pull up all articles that were already written on your subject matter, which means people have already created blogs and vlogs and written material on your subject. You can go and see what they wrote about, and you can create your own version of that information that people have already produced and published. And those are 4 ways that you can go about creating content and give value, be yourself. Don't worry about the editing. If you're not an editing person, don't edit. Who cares? Just go on there raw. People like selfie type of content anyway. So don't overthink it. Don't worry about what apps I need. It don't matter. Just put it out there, put the effort out, be your style, get better as you continue. You're not gonna make a Picasso on the first one, but you may make a Picasso on the 100th one or the 200th one, but you have to do the work.
Okay. So we've got a question here from Amal. How would you do that with CPG? I'm not too sure what that acronym is, CPG.
Yeah, drop CPG and I can let you know. I'm not sure what CPG is.
And I also believe that we had a comment from Majestic Gene Taylor. Is that correct, Gene? Did I see your hand up earlier?
Yeah, if there's other questions, just drop them in the chat.
All right, yeah, you can
Yes.
come on live. Good morning.
Grand Rising. I do have a quick question, but my door just knocked. Give me 1 second. So I'll let you ask the other question. Okay, thank you. 1 second.
No problem. So if you've got
consumer packaged goods. So what type of good what type of good specifically? There's already content on that good. So like whatever it is, there's already content on it. We have beverages. What do you mean? Pepsi got commercials all the time. Coca-Cola got commercials. Gatorade got commercials. There's so many coffee commercials. Don't overthink it. What about your product helps people? What about your product would be good? Is it good for energy? Is it good for hydration? Is it going to be good for relaxing? Don't overthink it. You can easily just break down the products. Hey, listen. Let's say it's a juice. Let's say it's a juice. Hey, listen, the majority of juices on the market have 50 ingredients, and a lot of them are not good for you. Our product only has 3, and the 3 are bang, 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 and they're easy to pronounce. So if you want a juice that's easy, that has only 3 products that are not going to damage your body, and they're ingredients that you can actually say without looking them up, click the link below, learn about our product. Like, there's so many different ways you can create. Again, take your subject matter, put it in Google Trends, put it in YouTube. It's only look at that.
There you go. You found the ball.
So that's what it is. Like take your product, Google Trends, YouTube, answer the public, and look up the articles, see what the competitors have already put out there, model that content, put it in your form. And again, literally go at your competitors. Hey, listen, our product is plant-based, or it's natural, or it's clean. Most people purchase this one because they know more about it, but this one has 50 ingredients in it. And you have to look up the words. You don't even know how to say it. You can't even pronounce those ingredients. We have water, coconuts, and whatever else we got. Natural alternatives. So that's all you need to do. Don't overthink. Like, literally, like, even this card, right? These are some money cards I have, right? On the back of this one says, I will be the first multimillionaire in my family, which I know a lot of you guys will be. But if I was describing this, I'll just talk about the card. You could talk about the size. You could talk about the color. You could talk about the words on it. You could talk about how to can inspire and motivate. You could talk about how it's mobile. Like, there's so much that you can talk about in relation to your product. But what tends to happen is we become prisoners of overthinking, and more is always more when it comes to content. I don't know if Ty is on here, but she hears me say it all the time. More when it comes to content, more is more, because when you put content out there, you're not going to hit the home run. It's like if you got a favorite athlete, let's say you got a favorite athlete, your athlete is taking a lot of shots if they're playing basketball, or they're swinging a bat a lot if they're playing baseball, right? Or if they're playing football, they're either catching a lot or throwing the ball a lot or tackling a lot. It takes a lot of activity and effort for you to get them stats. So the more content you put out there, the more overall you perform at a higher rate. But if you only put on a very little bit, or you start and stop, you're not going to get any momentum or any traction.
All right. Always great information from our brother, Brandon Boyd. Majestic, were you ready with that question? We're cognizant of time.
Yes, and did I unmute? Yes, and I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate tapping in today. So, my question, my challenge, and pardon me, I did step out for a minute, so I don't know if you answered this already.
Okay, no problem.
So my challenge is content creation, getting stuck. So I get stuck in content creation, number one. Number two, with my 13 years of experience in the industry that I'm in, I feel that my passion is definitely serving with value, but during the process of creating my content, whether it be the program I created, I get stuck where I feel like I'm procrastinating. Like, I know the information, I do put it out, but I know that I'm questioning whether or not this is a good final product as it relates to branding. So recently, in closing in my question, recently I partnered with, well, she's going to send me a proposal, but for a branding company. I didn't know if I should start putting a lot of investment in branding right now, hold off on the content creation. So I'm a little stuck right now, but I have an amazing product because I rolled it out.
Yeah, I don't think that you should invest in branding right now. I think you need because you're your brand. Brand is just reputation. So you can have your colors and your aesthetics and look a certain way. That's not going to get you more sales. What's going to get you more sales is more offers and more effort. So content is where you need to be at. Obviously, if you are the main person in your brand, you have to be the one that articulates how that brand can, your products and services can either take people away from their pain, or you can bring them to their solution. And the best way for you to do that is, again, like, the same things I said earlier: Google Trends, YouTube.com. Type in your subject matter in Google, put articles next to it. These are all different ways it's going to give you information of what people are already talking about and looking about relative to your subject, but then you have to get out of your own way of how things look. Like, I can help and coach you along the way, but I can't make the content for you. You know what I mean? You have to, like, I wouldn't worry about any distractions. I wouldn't worry about what other people are doing in the marketplace. I wouldn't worry about your competitors. There's no competitors. There's enough people for you. There's enough people for everyone on here. Even if we're all in real estate, we can all do deals. You know what I'm saying? There's no competitors. What you just have to get comfortable with is the way that you want to deliver content. So there's two easy ways I feel like people can make content, right? Number one is if you do remixes. You know what a remix is on Instagram?
A remix on Instagram.
Yeah, do you know what a remix is? So a
Not
remix,
quite.
a remix is a video like this. This is a remix video. So a remix video is just a video that's already made. It's already made. All you're doing is splitting the screen, so you're on one side of it, and you're just watching and engaging with the video as the video is playing, and then your caption, you're just gonna have some words, and then your call to action, and your call to action is gonna be to wherever you want it to be. Now, if you grab a bunch of remix videos that's in your subject matter, you don't even got to say anything. And you can mix that with your content. Now, another very easy way for you to create content, let me see if I can find one real quick, is going to be green screens and screen shares. So if this is a screen share right here, right? All I'm doing is grabbing screens of relative information that I want to share to my audience. I'm recording the screen with a screen share, a screen grab, and then I'm just doing the audio. I'm doing the audio around it, right? I'm just talking over it. Now, this right here, let me grab it again. So this right here, this is just a green screen. So all I'm doing, and what people do is, this is Andrew Tate, but just imagine Andrew Tate was just like an article, right? Just imagine it was an article, and that article is giving information about something that's relative to your product. Maybe it's even a screenshot of your website. It doesn't even matter. But that information that you're gonna screenshot, that article or whatever, just like how you're in front of your background, is the exact same thing. And then you're gonna report that as news. Hey guys, did you notice what happened over here? Do you know that this is the leading cause for A, B, and C? But you know, this is definitely the main reason why people aren't doing what they should be doing. And then what'll make it easier is if you just do A, B, and C. So if you want to learn more, send me a DM or leave a comment below or link in my bio. So if you use remixes and if you use green screens, you don't even gotta make no new content. Look at Rod's on the green screen right now.
You better believe it. And I'm here to promote the beautiful island of Barbados. Take the sun, take the sand, take the palm trees, and obviously the beach. And it's all yours.
100%. That's exactly what a green screen is. So outside of you using remixes and green screens, what I would recommend is that you just get comfortable at home and just create some content. You don't even got to put it out. Just create it. Don't refine it. We don't want, there's nothing, you can go to my page, there's nothing on my page that's perfect. You guys might be like, oh, this is a really good video. It ain't perfect. Some videos are better than others, but none of them is perfect. All of them are just good enough for me to feel I want to put it out. You just want to put out. So like another thing that we're going to be doing in my community, probably in January, and Brandy's actually here. She did it before. We're gonna do another content challenge. She produced a piece of content every single day, and it didn't have to be perfect. It was like getting it out, getting out. And then at the end of the month, you got 31 pieces of content, right? So it's just about the activity.
All right. I know we got in terms of time, it's running, but we had Mr. Ecstatic, I believe, that had a
Yeah.
question. Are you
Mr.
there?
Yeah, Devontae, you here? I don't know if he's still here.
Okay. But
Yeah.
also there was a question in the chat. Do you help master remixes? Because I see people love them.
Yeah. So when you say do you help master, what do you mean by master? Do you mean just like getting better? Getting better at remixes? And again, guys, a lot of this stuff is more here than it's actually the doing part. Because I could do a remix right now, and all you're doing is like you're just engaging with that video. That's all you're doing. And it is just like duet on TikTok. You're just engaging. So I can help you by holding you accountable. The other people in the community can help you by encouraging you, holding you accountable, help you with strategy and give you suggestions. But it's just going to come down to just you getting more comfortable and just a repetition. Yeah, definitely. Like 100%. It's again, like you just said, your horrible call to action. It's just being comfortable. It's just being comfortable. So yes, we definitely help you with all of that. It's definitely a question that you can bring to the community. I got a social media person coming in a couple of weeks. An expert. So you'll be able to take advantage of that. But yeah, if anyone wants to join the community, we actually got a call in about an hour and 20 minutes. So you can obviously make that call. I'll drop the link again in the chat. And yeah, Miss S. Dad, what up, Devontae? What question you got?
What up, bro? Hey, question. So I know you talk about like the reels and stuff. So what you suggest in terms of like when you post your content, staying consistent, do you want us to try to do at least one piece of content every day? Because even
so I would do what's comfortable for you. I think ultimately more is more. Like one of my favorite people is Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas started off in 2016. He was like, I did a motivational Monday. Thank God it's Monday, right? Now he moved that to Monday and Wednesday. Then he moved it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then he moved it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. Then he moved it to every single day at them times. So again, like what Rob was talking about, we was talking about laying the bricks. Just do what's comfortable for you right now. Catch a rhythm, hire a virtual assistant or bring in a software. Be like, yo, okay, I don't gotta do nothing, it's rolling. Okay, cool. Then stack on top. Now I'm gonna be doing 2 videos a month. Two videos a week. Okay, that's rolling. I don't gotta be there. Okay, let me stack on top. Bang! Now I'm gonna do 3 videos a week, and just stack it. In my opinion, you need to be everywhere all the time.
Okay,
and you can't be there all at once.
Right, and without a doubt, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and it becomes just natural. And when we normalize it, it just is a part of our process.
Yeah, and then Devontae, we'll talk about that more inside of the community for sure. But definitely.
All right.
Does anyone have any Oh, Angelina, welcome. Does anyone have any other questions?
All right.
Are there any other questions?
Definitely, if you have questions for Brendan, please do reach him on his social media. I see his Instagram is very active and a lot of great content on there. And obviously his YouTube channel, do reach out to him and learn about his community and also how you can take your idea from just a concept to reality. And on that note, we're going to conclude today's session, and we're just going to recap in terms of your ability to sell and to expand your ideas or to expand your business ideas within this new realm of reality. And it is definitely digital, and to have that presence and nothing tried, nothing gained. And as we started off with just using the best use of your time. And again, right now in this world that we live in, digital is where we are going. There is no turning back. So explore, do your homework, and come with that that mindset of obviously not just to do what you have to do, but to win. And when you put your time and effort into something, it will manifest. So it's always, again, a pleasure to be with you and spend some time with all of you here in the Zoom room this afternoon now, but also Brendan Boyd. You always bring the gems, and currency comes in so many different forms, and we're so happy, and we commend you for all that you're doing for our community to expose us to other different ways to have our businesses go to that next level. So it's always a pleasure to speak and to have you share with us. So thank you very much to Brendan Boyd.
Yeah, 100%. I love coming in here, giving you guys some gems. Hopefully you guys will have me again. Every time I bring in, I like to bring in something a little bit different, so you're not hearing the same thing over and over and over. And I really feel like 2023 is a year that you guys could double and triple your goals. And I think that's going to start now. And also, I feel like, you may have to decide that you're not going to do something that you used to do, and really commit to doing something different and learn something new. I challenge everyone, and I'm going to say this inside of my community too, but I challenge everyone to learn 4 new things this year. Divide the year up into the quarters and take 1 new thing you're going to learn in that 3 months. I'm going to get better in this. Now I got that. I'm going to go to second quarter. I'm going to learn this. I'm going to learn this third quarter. I'm going to learn this fourth quarter. Then you're going to raise your value to the marketplace, which means you're worth more to the marketplace, which means you can get paid more in the marketplace. So let's do that in 2023. I challenge everyone to do that. I appreciate coming in, and I look forward to next time that I'm back.
All right, absolutely. And I think on that note, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So plan it out, as Brendan talked about, have those blocks of time where you're going to invest in yourself. And on that note, we're going to say thank you very much to our sponsors, to RBC, to the Donald Reed Estate, and most of all to the Black Business Professional Association for providing platforms like this every Saturday morning for us to learn. And we always say this is definitely a space where we want you to take it and reverberate it, let it rain in the communities, let it rain in your circles, what you've learned, because what we can share, we can expand our process and also expand the knowledge transfer that it's so important that we all learn. So on that note, we encourage you to join us next week, same time, same place, right here in Community Space, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, stay safe, and bless. Community Spaces, the financial literacy program that speaks and reaches the community. Are we going to be in a better place, or are we going to be still, quote unquote, behind the 8 ball?
Because of the historical disadvantage that our community has, we most times do not have financial role models. Without that, economically and financially speaking, we'll always be at the bottom.
Keep proper books and record, because the data drives the strategy, and the strategy drives the profits.
COVID-19 sort of removed a veil. It's really exposed the structural barriers that our communities face.
These last 2 years, where there's been a heightened emphasis on the well-being of Black people, has influenced the influx of funds and opportunities. The time is now. How long is that window going to be open?
We'll see you next week. And don't forget to tell a friend to join us here on Community Space.